Is it what?
Lester alluded to Jalen probably being out, and you guys being shorthanded. Is he gonna be available on Thursday?
I'm not sure. He ran sprints yesterday and then worked out after practice, but didn't go through practice. So we don't know about tomorrow. See what happens today. I think the doctors are trying to encourage him to do more, every day.
What about update on Hardaway and Williams, maybe?
DeAndre is out right now, and Jaden is out right now.
Landers, sir?
Yep.
What do you take from being able to secure that win in the way you did, having that carryover, even though, just carry on?
I think, honestly, it was a lot of things that went into that win. We didn't take any of the red shirts. We didn't take any of the guys that weren't playing. I think that was big because the guys that were playing got a chance to bond. It was a smaller group than normal. We usually travel with a larger group. I think that in the shoot-around the night before the game, I was able to get more out of them by locking in. There wasn't any, extra talking on the sidelines or not. Because usually when the guys that go, and obviously that's family, they're not playing. They kind of get a little distracted because they're not playing. But having everyone on this trip that was locked in and ready, the guys bonded better and kind of made a pact of just going out there the next day knowing that we were undermanned and just trying to just stay together throughout every situation. And I could see a difference in that team versus the other road trips.
Who idea was that?
It was my idea. I threatened to do it after the Tulane game because I was like, it's so many people not playing. There's a lot going on. And I was like, nah, I second-guessed myself. And on this trip, I was like, because I knew that we already knew who wasn't playing, that it'd just make it easier for the guys to lock in that were playing.
Looked like Alex got kind of, I don't know, there was a play late where he went up for a block and then sort of fell on the Tulsa guy and took a minute to gather himself. Is he, I know Tyler said he was improved after the game. Is he okay?
Yeah, well, Alo's still battling the ankle injury, and he's going to wear a boot just for precautionary measures. I don't think he re-injured anything in that play. If he did, he didn't say anything to me about it. Yeah, to wear the boot is basically just for caution.
Did you go back and rewatch that last defensive series?
I did. I watched the entire game a couple times just to kind of see the difference in the first half and the second half. And that first half, we just really fouled too much, and we left shooters. And then we adjusted the second half with starting Tyler over Earl, and there was no knock on Earl, but we felt like Tyler at the moment was playing better and put Alo on Jackson, and he kind of just stayed in the paint. But watching that last defensive segment, it was really special because the guys kind of locked in on personnel, not making mental mistakes, not fouling, and we got a big stop.
Penny, it seems like in the first half you give a lot of teams free throws because you do a lot of reach, touch, foul. And how do you get your guys to defend without fouling? Because some refs won't call the touch fouls a lot and some not. So how do you get them to defend without fouling?
Yeah, we're starting to change that. I am, because I'm more of the defensive guy on the team, and it's just playing more defense with your body instead of your arms and hands, moving your feet more. It's just a defense mechanism, honestly, that it's a fear of a guy getting around you, but all you have to do is move your feet, and they put their hands out. Anytime you do that, the ref is already looking. We have that reputation, so they're going to look for that from us during the games, and the guys just have to get better, and we're doing it every day in practice.
How much do you bring up the last meeting with ECU with these guys? A lot? Not at all? A little?
I think that how everything went down, everyone is well aware, but I did, kind of get to them a little bit yesterday about the game. You can't fault ECU. A lot of the things that we did in that game were self-inflicting. We were selfish. We weren't playing team defense properly. We made mistakes at the wrong times in the games, and to their credit, they made the shots that they needed to make to win that game. So, that game made us better. I said that after that game. It made me better as a coach, and it made our players better because now you know that the game isn't over until the horn sounds.
Speaking of kind of getting better as a coach, these last couple of games, having so few bodies, how much does that kind of help you grow as a coach and learn how to,
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, and then also not only making me a better coach, it's making the players who weren't going to get a lot of minutes early in the season. It's giving them minutes in crucial situations and pressure situations. So at the end of the season or in the AAC tournament, if someone gets into foul trouble or we have any more injuries, that they can handle that. But for me, I think just having to maneuver bodies, putting 4 freshmen on the floor, and Earl is a freshman, at one time and trying to protect them defensively and help them offensively understand what we need from them has been a challenge, but it's something that I look at film and come up with different ways to try to help them every game. Yeah, Chandler is definitely someone that I've wanted on the floor for a while because he just understands the game. He's played for me before. He knows what I want. He's our best communicator. He's one of our smarter players when it comes to understanding what I want and putting guys into position and helping. We're not a very talkative team, and he's one of the guys that talks a lot, so that gets contagious. And then he sticks to the game plan. He doesn't deviate, and that definitely bodes well for us during the game. So I'm happy to have him back.
What do you think of his first game back in 2 months? What do you think he can grow into over these last 10 games for you guys?
Well, first of all, his presence is everything. He doesn't have to score. Obviously, he needs to take opportunities to do so whenever he feels like it because I know he's going to take good shots. But his presence over the time, just moving forward, in his role is just going to be a guy that just understands the game. He understands the other team's personnel very well. So he'll tell those freshmen on the court if he's out there playing with them who to leave, who not to leave, what to pay more attention to. And he'll just echo everything that I'm saying. So it's going to pay dividends for us to have him on the floor.
It appears that Josh, his building blocks are just slowly getting better and better, just keeping him in the game. How well has he progressed in these last 10 games?
Well, he's grown a ton because early on defensively he was, he and Monty both defensively, teams are going at them, and they weren't able to kind of defend the way that they wanted to. I think this time of being thrusted into having minutes because of the injuries and COVID has taught him that he has to get tougher and that they need to understand what's going to happen, like pay attention to the plays that we go over in practice and when the guys are going to, because the freshmen are always going to be targets on the floor. And I think Josh is starting to understand, okay, I have to use my length more. At first he used to play with his hands down. Now he gets his hands out to try to be more of a deterrent, and he's gotten much better. And offensively, he's always been gifted. He makes layups. He's starting to make his free throws. He makes plays that are just dynamic because of his athleticism. And now he's starting to understand the personnel of the other teams better.
We have Larry Brown back tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach came back the night that we got back. I saw the video because I wasn't here, and I thought that was pretty funny. But I thought that was also true Coach Brown being there for the guys after winning such a big game.
I've seen JJ back on the bench. What can you tell us about the role he's going to be kind of helping the guys out with?
Well, he moved into the player personnel role. The job has always been vacant. And I've been talking to JJ pretty much all year and last year and just talking to him about the game. It just felt like I just needed him to be a presence around the building again. And he's just here to help wherever he can, and it's just good to have him back around.
Hey, Penny, why is it that every team that plays you, they have career days and threes, they had their threes forever, but they come against you guys and it's like, they shoot into an ocean. It's just, what is that?
I think I think every team wants to beat us, and I think the concentration level definitely is better when they play against us because their coach kind of feeds them these guys are 5 stars, they have all these big names, they got guys that are going to go in the draft, and you guys weren't nothing. Memphis didn't want you, or they think that they're better than you, and then when they go in the game, man, they just mentally just get to a level where they probably don't get to in other games. And I've seen that pretty much in every game that we've lost, that the guys at Georgia, Abdul Rahim had an unbelievable shooting game. He wasn't shooting that well. At Tulane, the way that they shot the ball. At Ole Miss, all of these games, we've had teams to shoot the ball really well against us.
Have you been given like an updated timeline on Landers, DeAndre, Jaden? Do you have like a pinpointed date?
I don't even have a pinpointed date. I think they're just going along, and as they get better, or get to the point to where they're ready to come back, they'll just come back. I'm not pressed that because I'm not the coach that's going to be asking every day what's going on. I just kind of leave it up to the therapist and to the doctors and to the trainer. And then whenever they come back, they come back. My focus is totally turned towards the guys that I have to coach on the court. Not that I don't care about those kids. It's just, for me, if I keep worrying about that, I can't give my best version of myself to these kids. So I'm really locked in on the task at hand.
And there's nobody new added to that group?
No, same guys.
And you got 7 days to your next game. Normally you have a long break out there, guys that have 1 foot out the door. How do you make sure they have both foot planted on ECU and not looking forward to Cincinnati in that long break?
Yeah, no, because of the way we lost the game last time, being up, the way we were, I think the guys understand that, ECU is very capable because they did it in the second half, and they know that they'll have confidence against us coming in because they are an older team. And, the guys are really ready to play that game. And I say talking it just isn't enough. We have to do the things that we have to do like we did in the second half of the Tulsa game to be able to come out with a victory because you don't want to lose any more home games.